Hospice Plet Aid Foundation. That's what I'm going to be talking to you about tonight. To begin with, though, to let you know, we work in South Africa. But to begin with, I have a message from our CEO, who couldn't make it tonight. So she asked me if she could take the first slide just to say thank you for the gift that was given in 2017. I'm going to read it out to you. She has a very lovely South African accent. I don't. In March 2017, you gave us a grant towards our work with children. Together we were able to support over 150 bereaved children and their families, offering them home care, nutritional support, play therapy and educational support, all improving their quality of life. I can't express what it means to us all at the Plet Aid Foundation Hospice Plet to have been invited back to ask for further support for our project, Caring to Train, Training to Care. Our passion is to build compassionate communities and providing palliative care in the holistic sense to all. To put it simply, this would not have been possible without you, and I hope you share in our pride for what will be an exciting and vital project. From the very bottom of my heart and from all of those who have helped and continue to help, thank you. So that's the amazing Cecily, who's worked for over 25 years in social care in this area of the Western Cape. So for those of you who don't know us already, the Plet Aid Foundation Hospice Plet is a palliative care kind of health and well-being service that's offered to those that live in the area of the Western Cape called the Eden District, which happens to be one of the most beautiful coastlines. And so a lot of people go there to retire. So there is a great disparity between those that are very affluent and those that are not. And those that are not tend to live in the townships. What we've seen is the increase in population over the last 5 years has seen a 200% increase in our demand for our services, which is incredible. So what we do is we have our mobile health promotion service, which is where we go out into the community and we do screening for illnesses. It's a prevention service, essentially, teaching people how to have the right nutrition, look after themselves properly. We reach around 6,000 people doing that. And the other side of what we do is the palliative home-based care, which is like a hospice. But we go out into the community, into the families of patients living with life-limiting illnesses to ensure that their quality of life is brilliant, but that they're able to be looked after in their own home. And we offer informal training to those family members who are looking after their loved ones. This is where I'm going to be concentrating tonight. So as I've touched on, there is great poverty in the township areas, which is the apartheid urban planning. Majority of them are black, and it's a terrible difference between it. So what Cecily, our CEO, has seen is that whilst we're offering this amazing service to everybody, we offer it to everybody indiscriminately, there is a shortage of paid home-based carers, private or whatever, in the affluent areas. And in the townships, we have a big problem of unemployment, particularly with women, who would happen to be the people left to look after the family should someone die, or children, teenage women, who lose their mothers or their fathers and they take over the role. So that's where the Caring to Train, Training to Care project is coming from. What we want to do is we want to train, as a pilot project, 20 young women from the townships who are already doing what essentially is going to be their accreditation. They're looking after their family members. As I said, the unemployment rate is 30% higher for black women than white, which is just crazy. And there is a shortage of qualified home-based carers for the whole of the area. So obviously Ceci saw it as a no-brainer. To put this into context for humanity, a human element, we've been working with a family recently with a young girl called Grace, who's 16. And she was brought into our care because her mother was chronically ill. She had end-stage organ failure because her diabetes had not been managed. She didn't know she had it. And so we did what we do best. We did the palliative care. We helped. We trained Grace into how to look after her mother because her father works away and was totally disengaged with the family. Grace also has a little sister who's 10 years old, diabetic, who was also ill. So Grace quit school to look after her mum, to be the home-based carer. We gave her the training, and that's what happened. And then after her mother passed away, Grace could have gone back to school, but she didn't. She chose not to because, in her words, she has no future now. Her future is her family. That's an awful thing to hear from a 16-year-old who the world should be her oyster. So what Cecily wants to do is change that mindset of these young people. So so Cecily spoke to Grace about this, and so she asked her whether she should go back to school, and she said there's no point. But giving her this option of becoming an accredited home-based carer has given her the idea that it is worth going back to school to get her grade 10. So the reason I'm here is to ask you to help us with our fundraising efforts. So the Bitou Community Foundation is doing the fundraising, and I managed to secure almost half the funding needed for this pilot project, and I'm here tonight to ask you to help us reach the summit. We are fully committed to this project. The Bitou Foundation are giving their own money into it as well, so if it is a success and we make it happen, it will become part of the core work. Please ask me about the funding later. A pledge of, so this is what your money could provide. I'll leave you to read it, but the first one is the important one. A pledge of £500 covers the cost of training and mentoring for someone to become a home-based carer. That's how much they'd have to pay to do this. That's how much we're offering to pay for them. So for someone like Grace, £500 means a brand new future.